let's get into it then. I'm just going to share screens with you. And then, yeah, basically I'll record it and then I'll submit it to YouTube and then you can watch it over YouTube. Or if you don't want it on YouTube, then just let me know and then I'll send it through like email or something, right? So,
Yeah.
so Ashe Brom into Fiddlesticks Lucian. What do you think about this matchup?
I think he just dicks on me damage-wise, so I kind of just set up a freeze and prayed for the jungler to gank, but I'm pretty sure Brom breaks my freeze here.
Right.
And I just don't respect it and die.
Your settings are like kind of weird. I like it, the mouse seems so fast. Like I don't know, or maybe it's just that the cast is too big. I don't know.
Yeah, the mouse is probably too fast. I leave mine at 60, so you probably want to put that back to 50.
Ah, yeah. Okay, cool. Because I was like, what that was like so weird. I was like really confused. Oh well, it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead about the matchup.
Oh, I was just telling you how how it went, but I don't know how the matchup goes, other than they obviously do more damage than me, and I just wait until 6 and wait for the jungler gank. I like don't want to fight them before then. Like,
Okay,
that's
so
how I thought.
the way you
I don't know. I don't play this champion, so.
So like the way you should think about the matchup in terms of like, so think about like what's your win conditions in the bot lane, right? Right now you're against like a double range matchup, so they have the better level 1. Unless Brom hits a Q, but that's going to be really, really hard, like through minions, right? So that's generally why they have the better level 1. So you really want to like play for the level 2, so that Brom can get his W, and then maybe you can leap on one of them, you know, and then you play the lane. If you play the lane level 1, if you get passive off and you get a trade, then it might work. But in most cases in this lane, you want to play for level 2, right? Because Brom has a better level 2 than Fiddlesticks.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is it better to put your first point in W or Q?
I would say W because you want it for the you want to be able to poke them, right? You want to be able to poke them, and you can push the wave with W pretty easily.
Every game I just swap because I didn't know.
No. I would always put it in W. I would always put it on W. Like it's like so much better, you know. So
yeah, I thought I'd wait and ask. Stuff like that. It's gonna be dumb questions like that I'm gonna ask you.
No problem. Yeah, like so, like in terms of like champions and what they level, you should mainly just like look at sites like champion.gg, Pro Build, stuff like that, right?
Pro Build has been down in Australia for like a week now.
Oh so. God, okay, yeah. Well, like there's other sites out there, you know, champion.gg, op.gg. You can look at like other pros, like match history and see what they're leveling. But yeah, in general with Ashe, it's always like level W first. And then depending on the situation, you level Q or E second, right? Because if you're like in a lane state where you're pushed up against their tower and you can't like abuse the fact that you have Q, you'd level E and then check, right? For the jungler. Yeah. But if you're in a situation where you're actually going to fight, then you level Q, right? So that's like the sort of decision making you should go through.
So are we going to do this with Fog of War or no?
We might as well. Yeah, sure. I usually keep it on in the beginning because I want to explain jungle tracking, right? Because do you know how to jungle track?
Yeah, I've got it pretty far down, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do it this game just because I'm trying to learn the champion. But yeah, normally if the top shows first, you can tell that they're starting on their blue.
And then what does that mean?
What does that mean? It means the junglers at the bot side probably going to push up towards top, or maybe bot cheese. So
they will rarely do the bot level 2 cheese unless they're playing a specific jungler that can do that, right?
Yeah.
And with blue buff, it's very, very rare because if you gank with only blue, like your level 2 gank is like really rough. Like they usually only ever do it off red because you need the red slow, right? That's for example, like let's say like Twitch, right? Like he gets red buff because he has like no CC apart from his W. Like he'll get level 2 and Q with Q and E, and then he'll go to top.
And then he'll just change.
Yeah, so it's like super int to do blue into gank, right? And then also the other thing to keep note of is if he did that, like let's say he does take his blue, you could like, because you know Sedge is going to go buff to buff, right? She's either going to do a full clear red side, or she's going to do like buff to buff. And if she does buff to buff, you can ping his red whilst he's coming down bot, and then he gets like he's doomed, right? So that's like
Yeah.
another reason why they will always do buff to buff, because if they do a level 2 and it fails, they sacrifice that entire campsite, and it's just
Yeah.
they're just like really doomed. So yeah, but yeah, I'll turn off the fog of war then, and then because we've talked about that already. But generally, yeah, like try to always like have it in your mind to think about this every game, right? I'm just gonna check
Yeah,
how long we leashed for as well.
I am pretty bad with it. Like lazy with the application would be the word
No,
that
that's
I'd
fine.
use.
Okay, yeah, we leashed for quite a good time. Good man. But it's good that you don't go through here. Actually, no, it's not too bad. Like if you went through here, it wouldn't matter because there's no minions in the way, right? So
Yeah.
as we talked about, the reason Brom's level 1 isn't very good because they can just stand behind minions and avoid his Q. But if they were in here cheesing, like Brom can easily hit a Q, right? So
Yeah.
it's not too bad. So you can walk through there, right?
I stayed close enough just because if Brom was.
Oh, you did level the Q level 1. Yeah, that's like really bad
Yeah.
actually, because like you use your W to get all 3 of these as well in the beginning.
Yeah.
So you can't. You're like
Yeah.
it's gonna be really hard for you to do so now. Like yeah, you just,
Yeah, like,
you miss one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I did not know, so I've just been
Oh, that's fun.
testing it out. So I've been doing one game of each.
Yeah, so like, as I said, the first 2 things you want to think about is as we talked about. So the lane phase plan, like when's Brom strong, when's Fiddlestick strong. It's rarely like about the ADs. It's more about the supports because supports have the most impact in the bot lane. And then yeah, you just think about the jungle tracking. Those are the 2 things you should think about like straight away in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because if you visualize everything beforehand, like the game is so much easier to play. You know. Because you don't have to like hop into it and be like, oh my god, like what is going on, you know? So
What is this champion doing?
yeah, exactly. So wait, let me go back a bit. Like I feel like we could have just abused this level 2 because we got a first somehow. They shouldn't allow us to get level 2 first. Did Brom even use his relics? What is this? Okay.
Yeah, he uses his relics.
Ah, it keeps on moving me. Click. Oh, there we go. It's now staying. Right, good. But yeah, so like if you know you're gonna get level 2, you should always try to trade.
Yeah.
Is Brom bad?
I did.
Brom's good. Brom's good. Okay. Because the reason I say if Brom's bad or good is like if you're level 2 first with Brom, you should always take W. So then if your AD walks up here, then you can just W to him, right?
If he had bush priority, right, I would have, but he doesn't. So I'm pretty sure I just walk up W and walk and go back to.
Oh no, like you should just trade into these guys because if you manage to trade properly, no, but like you'll see what I mean. Wait, so you only go for a W, right? So what I'm basically saying is you should be like this, right?
I normally parallel trade with my support, so like my support's not going to be in the bush priority.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't matter because he's gonna have W, right? So he can leap to you, right? Like there's like no reason to stay parallel because he's always gonna leap to you. Unless he takes E, which then that's I said he's like trolling because then you can't do anything if you walk up. But so right now what you should always be like 9th minion. We need to walk up if we're gonna get a first, right? Like we need to be up in their face, and the way you trade like this and do a double range matchup is you trade only in one of their ranges. That makes sense? Because if you walk up like here, you're just gonna int yourself because as you said, like they'll be parallel and they'll both be able to dish out their damage on you. But if you take this angle up here or take this angle down here, like both angles are good, and then you can actually just get free damage off without this guy even getting involved.
Yeah.
So that's how you should look to make the trade here, right? Also, we would have probably like pushed a lot easier if we had W, right? So it would have been the whole game would have been a lot cleaner when we had W first. So yeah, definitely pick that one up. Okay, C. So CS at 9. Okay, we did miss quite a bit actually. I think it's all because of the fact we didn't have W.
Yeah.
I mean, what you can do is like communicate with pings as well. So there was like a situation there where Brom should have 100% gone in, like here, right? So Brom W's to this minion right here and like goes on Fiddlesticks, and you follow up like it's a free kill. Like Fiddlesticks should be never allowed to like stand by a minion when Brom has W because Brom's is like a free black gap close for Brom, right? So he can just leap to this minion and screw Fiddlesticks up, and then you follow up, and then this Fiddlesticks is dead. So if you can see these sorts of opportunities as well, it's always good to like ping your support as well to do them. Just think about your support and what he wants to do. He wants to get his passive off. Like, okay, so how does he do that? He, leaps and gets an auto, or leaps and gets a Q. But yeah, so if you see the opportunity, you have to know better than your random support,
Yeah, he's definitely not my duo.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just a random.
Uh,
So
so why are we
it is
so?
pushing. So
So yeah, we see the Trundle rotating bot side. That's why we're so passive.
yeah, and I just kind of stay. I just kind of give up 2 CS or 3 CS.
See, I think it's because the way we deal with the wave state, right? Because
Yeah.
we decided to like keep on hard shoving. Now we've already got level 2. Like you always want to think about what you want to do with each wave. So like, why are we hard shoving now? If anything, you want to keep the wave.
I
Yeah.
was trying to match his aggression.
Oh
Like
yeah,
when
but
he was
like, is
autoing
it
them.
beneficial to push their lane in your lane into them when you have a Brom?
Right.
Like,
Right.
how does Brom like do stuff? He can't do anything under tower, right? Fiddlesticks can though. Fiddlesticks like can maybe like throw some spells and stuff like this and that. His spells are quite short
Right.
range on the new Fiddlesticks, really, but like we don't
If
really
you look-
mind. We don't really mind because like Brom could just engage regardless if we're under tower, right?
Yeah, but I always try. I tried to keep it in the middle. I'm pretty sure Brom breaks it with his relic.
Does he? Let's see.
Right.
Yeah, but we're still like doing all these random autos when we're already ahead, right? It's like
Yeah.
always think about like the reason you want to hard shove, because if we shove it all the way up here, and Brom just can't play the lane anymore, you know, he just has to. He just can't play the game. So we've always got to think about what we're doing with our waves. Do we really want to shove them in, or do we want to keep it in the center so Brom can do this? But we've been investing so many autos, and then yeah, like trying to rotate down here. Now you're completely like zoned out of lane, and they can freeze, right? So
Yeah.
it's like super doomed. And Brom can't do anything about it, and neither can you now. So that's why it's so important to think about like what you're doing with the waves. Because if we knew like yeah.
I was thinking, but I didn't. Like I said, I didn't plan for him to bust his fucking relic on the.
Oh yeah, but
cannon.
like
That's
it
what I
wasn't
was
just that
thinking
to
about.
push the wave. Like it was the fact that you autoed a lot as well, right? And throw W's on it and everything. Like we 100%
The minions
pushed the
had
wave.
the same amount of health before he did that, though.
I don't think so.
You don't?
No, like look how many autos you invest instead of Lucian, right?
Hmm.
Let me show you. And also like Fiddlesticks is autoing the wave as well. Like look how many autos you're investing. You see?
Yeah.
Like every time you can get an auto off on a minion, you're going for it, which is fine if it's beneficial for you and your support to shove them in. But we're just like we're just autoing them as much as possible. So we're not even. You gotta like so if you're trying to like slow push the wave or like freeze it, you've got to do it as well as your support, right? Like or else you're giving off
Right.
the wrong impression. Maybe he's now thinking, he wants to push it, so I'm just gonna break it with relic.
Right.
But because you're autoing
Right.
so much, you're just like helping him. Like you're giving the idea off that you want to push.
I'm coastering him, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, but
Yeah.
if you gave if you like were pinging him back and saying like, no, I don't want to push, and you were like weren't autoing, you get the idea that maybe you don't actually want to hard shove the wave into them, right? Because now,
Yeah.
we're like super doomed. like Brom can't go in on these
Yeah.
guys because they're so close to tower, and also the Trundle's in river, so you just like this is the situation you never want to happen. It's really unfortunate
Yeah.
the Trundle actually goes like this though, because usually he'd be around here, right? Doing scuttle and contesting with Sedge on the path, but for some reason he's down here, and now we're like really doomed. So there's two options you can really do once you've screwed this up like this. Is just kind of like either stay in lane and try and get the XP, or just back
That's
or
what I
something,
do.
right? Yeah.
I do. I get the XP. His gank doesn't work because he does. I can't remember now, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work.
I mean, it's super obvious. Like he should just stay in river and like just give the impression off that he's gonna gank you, you know, but not actually gank you. Rom should just leech you, right? And then he's fine. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I burn heal here. Yeah. They lose this because they like. Super
Oh,
don't
they're
respect.
running it down, yeah. They're like actually running it down because they didn't stop after like Brom got out. They're just continuing whilst you're under tower. And they're just tanking a full wave of minions. It's just, and you got a level advantage as well. Yeah, there's multiple reasons why we're winning this right now. And it's really important as AD. If you see a situation like this, you're like, yeah, we're winning. Like, look at the creeps, look at the levels. Regardless, this is how you can sometimes 2v3 because they'll just int themselves without even noticing how much of an advantage you actually have. You know.
Yeah, if I had more knowledge about my champion, I probably would have gotten a kill here. But I'm pretty sure they all just end up on one.
I think this is potentially like a double kill. Yeah, if you use Q and earlier and stuff. But yeah, it's fine. You said you didn't know the champs. It's okay. All right. What's going on? What happens now? So now we should just like, why are we trying to hard shove? Because we're hard shoving again. We're 640 gold. There's no reason to hard shove, and there's Trundle bot side. So I would just like try to let the lane push. And do you notice how we're hard shoving again?
Yeah.
Like why not just like let the lane go here? You really wanted to go here because Trundle is Trundle is around still. He could be still bot side. But we're hard shoving again, and we haven't even got enough gold for like a base. Like you always want to like look to base on ideal ideal item buys. So you're going Blade of the Rune King, it'd be like Cutlass, right? Or if you're going Essence Reaver, it'd be BF, or IE, it'd be BF, etc. So you want to look for those ideal buys. Oh, I really hate the new Fiddlesticks. It really trolls me sometimes, actually. But yeah, you really want to like look for those ideal base timers, right?
Yeah.
So right now, if we like hard shovel, we have enough gold. Potentially, we could get like a pickaxe base. I think.
Yeah. I think I stuff up the my buy because I don't really know what I'm supposed to buy either.
Yeah, just think about like, so the way it works in terms of back timers, you always aim for BF, right? Like that's the ideal like back for you. So, but you should never back with if you're gonna miss something. So like you always want to get a push off and base, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna say
I didn't know
something?
if I wanted to go crit or if I wanted to go Bork because I just didn't know what Ashe builds. So
Like they're both pretty fine. Like I wouldn't worry about too much about it. Like as long as you're like the builds. We see a lot of people get like confused when it comes to build orders with ADC. They don't really matter as long as you're building damage in most cases. As long as you're not building something completely ridiculous. Like if you look at Champion.gg or one of those websites, they're pretty standard all around. You know, they won't do something wacky usually. It's usually always the same. And then there's also other buys. So for example, the pickaxe, right? And then there's like the 450 for another like a cull or something. These are all buys you go for if you're in a situation where you have to back. You know.
I'm pretty sure I agree to stay here after I gank mid as well.
Wait, so you push this wave, and yeah, you should just like you should notice that you need to push maybe one more wave because our wave is here, so their wave is going to be here, right? So you need to get it fully into the tower.
I'm pretty sure I do that.
Yes, this is fine. So you need to ping Brom to stay because I don't know why he's trying to roam. Like that'd be really you'd be stuck in lane on your own, and they might all in you, and yeah, okay. Oh, this is gonna be it's a rough base now. So like this is also another thing we're pushing to base as well.
I see the jungler go mid, and I'm pretty sure I just rotate here. I don't back, but I was gonna back here.
I mean, if we have 1,300 gold, we should definitely go for a base, but we'll see how much we get. But the other thing is, to note, is that when you're trying to like push them back, is just like check where your own minions are, and then see where their minions are, right? So to make sure you can get this in, because if you can't get this in, you're like kind of doomed, you know. So you have to make that judgment whether you're going to like hard shove or slow push or etc. So
before you do it,
or else you kind of like, so if you're in a situation where you know you can't get it in, it's better to slow push the wave into their tower, right? So you build a bigger one so they can't contest you. But if you think you can hard shove it in fast before the next wave arrives, then it's probably better because then you can just get your base off quick, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is I don't know about this. It could work. I mean, maybe we get a kill. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan. Like, you need your ultimate ready to roam, to be honest. And now we're missing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was only roaming because, like, I had a shit back timer, and then I stayed in lane for the solo XP. I'm pretty sure I just
pickaxe isn't a bad back timer, and the problem with this is right. You notice how they backed. So they 100% went base now, right? But they should have pushed the wave into you when they went to roam but they actually just went straight back. But the problem is with this now is you're going to come back in lane and you're going to have to push against them when they have items, right?
This freezes under my tower.
Well, what do you mean?
You'll see. Just hit it. Ends up freezing under my tower.
Oh yeah, but even so, now you're stuck. Like you're really doomed now because like you can't. If they come back in lane,
I have a level advantage.
Yeah, but they will have items. You know, they're gonna all in you and kill you. Maybe like look at this guy's items real quick. He has claw fields. You have D blade, right? Like you can't play.
I ping that in chat and I tell my support not to go in because he does try and go in.
Well, what I'm trying to explain is if we went for the back timer earlier, right? so the pickaxe
Right.
pace or whatever, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And now the problem is that we have to accept maybe a bad back timer, unless we get a gank, because what can happen is if you try to back now, that's going to shove you in, right, and you lose this whole wave of minions. When we could have got the shove off immediately and then gone for that back earlier instead of roaming, right? And then we would have we'd have had the same items as he has. Everything's good, you know. But like we're stuck. Like now we're like, unless we get a jungle gank, which is like a random variable.
I already asked for in chat, and is going to happen.
Oh, we're gonna fight. Oh no, yeah, we don't want to fight this. They also have they have the creeps, a big creep wave as well.
That's why I wish like with the replays you could see what's said in chat, because I did actually ask the jungle to come bot and gank.
Oh yeah, but that's just like that's like a band-aid
and he does, and
Yeah.
we get a double kill.
Oh yeah, but even so, that's still like a band-aid on this whole situation, right? Because
Yeah.
if we actually just backed when we shoved in the wave, this would never happen, right? So I think it's about fixing that root cause in the first place. When you notice you've got a good back timer, you go for it. You don't you don't go for a roam or something cheesy, you know, because now we're in this situation which if our jungler decides even not to run bot, we're doomed, you know, like because you don't want to have to rely on that because you can't in solo. If they might or they might not, and then like it's good if they do, but like as I said, like they might or might not, and if they don't, you're in a really really rough spot where you're going to be stuck in lane forever, where you can't fight because they have more items.
Yeah, I do understand that.
Yeah, so basically what it's called is it's also called playing within the tempo. So right, they have the tempo because they have items. So they can play the map, but you're kind of stuck. So
Right.
yeah, like if Sedge ganks this, it would be pretty good. So I think you communicate it, and that's good. That's good that you like find a way of fixing it, but it's like also always finding like the root cause of why we got in this situation in the first place, and then fixing it as well. You know.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I get that.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
She's heading topside.
When you said that, it does make a lot of sense. So yeah, I do understand. And
yeah, we're still stuck in lane as well. Damn.
Oh, I don't.
When does this gank come? Yeah. Like it must take a while because she's all the way up topside now.
Yeah. Well, we do lose this game, so there's obviously a lot of things I do wrong.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, you know. So. They get a triple. Damn. Yeah, we really need that Sedge gank right now.
Yeah.
Either that, or we accept the fact that we're going to lose minions and we just go back. But the problem with that is you're going to miss so much XP, and then so I think staying in the lane and farming is the best. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I ping him off because he's retarded, and and then I'm pretty sure when I stand still here because you're about to see it, is me asking for the gank. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, so I can see she's rooting bot now. Yeah. To be honest, like maybe you could actually all in here with if you ping Brom, because you know what the advantage you have. Level 5, level 6, right?
Yeah.
So potentially we could do something here.
It might be going to laugh when you see my ult. It goes at base.
Oh, wait, what? You don't fire backwards, do you? Oh no! Oh no! You. Oh no! What did you do? What honestly did you do?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh god, we're gonna have to. Dude. It's coming up. It's coming up. Oh my god, dude. Oh, like what is this? Like, okay, well, it's fine.
It's a micro, not a macro mistake.
Yeah, of course. I could see how it happens though, because you're trying to run away and then you press R, thinking like, your cursor's still here when it's actually. Oh no, yeah. Oh well, it happened. It's wiped that from our minds, but yeah. So
we still get the double kill, but it's fucked.
But I think the other way we should have played this better as well is visualizing how the fight's gonna go, right? So if Fiddle goes in front of the wall, what's 100% he gonna do, right? He's gonna ult, right? So like this,
I should have been way back.
Yeah, we should be pathing around here, like chilling around here, waiting for him to ult into our tanks, and then we walk in and clean up, right? But the problem is we
just autopiloted. Number advantage, we win this fucking.
Oh yeah. Like that part makes sense. It's just like the point is that visualization of fights is really important because knowing this is going to happen, like we nearly died. Maybe if we had our ult, we probably wouldn't have nearly died. You know, like
Yeah.
you get the gist.
would've
Like
been
it'd be a lot cleaner if we just chill back here and wait for him to ult on our teammates, and then
Yeah.
and then we walk in and clean up, right? But
Yeah,
we take everything to the face and we I'm just gonna like I'm not even gonna talk about that anymore. I'm gonna try not to, but it's really something. Oh no, we don't back here, do we? No, okay, good. You push the wave, nice. Good. What's the HP on the plate? Maybe you could go for. No, it's actually good. It's actually fine to back here, I think. Because a lot of people make the
I thought Trundle was bot side, so I just backed here, but then he was bot side.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, the other thing is, like, you know how I talked about playing within the tempo and stuff? What I tell a lot of my students is, like, sometimes just give up on plates, because the thing is that if they arrive back in lane and you're still here trying to get a plate, you're like, again, we're in the same situation, right? They start stopping your backs with their abilities, and you just can't back, and then you're sitting on, like, how much gold? Like, 2.6k, right? So it's the same situation.
Yeah.
It's good that you back early, because this is what we should have done before, you know? We should have, we should have backed earlier, and then we would have been in a situation where we could actually play the lane, so now we are. Cool. What item are you building, by the way? Seems like BF Dagger. What does that go into? Storm Razor?
Hurricane.
Hurricane?
Hurricane IE. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, but you're... Okay, yeah, never do this. So, like, this is a big deal, because a lot of people do this, in a sense. Never buy, like, small, like, half and half, if that makes sense. Always go for the big items first. Right?
Right, so, on Twitch...
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm a Twitch main, you always get BF into Hurricane because it's not enough damage to one-shot them with your R.
Mm-hmm.
When you hit 6, but obviously I don't know this with Ashe, so I just build like a Twitch. Right?
Yeah, just like try to think about it this way, right? Like an IE is going to be way more impactful than half and half. Like, so, and the problem is you're delaying your IE by investing 300 gold. That makes sense. So, and on Ashe, it's 100% needed. I'm not too sure about Twitch. I've seen Rat IRL do what you exactly said on Twitch Jungle.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say no, it's not the case because, yeah, I've seen it in some cases. But yeah, on Ashe, I would 100% like save your gold and try to like if you haven't got enough gold to buy an item, then you can maybe pick up a control. But try to save your gold always for the big item because that IE is going to have way more of an impact than like half and half. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Brom's engaging here. Fiddlesticks has ult again.
My macro has to be really bad because like I can play Twitch at a Diamond 2 level.
Right.
and then I'll play Ashe and I'll just be gold stuck. Like I've played 5,000 games of Twitch, but I've played like 20 games of Ashe. So it's
Holy moly, that's a lot of games, yeah. I think I played like 2k of him as well. I used to play him top lane and jungle. With Ignite on top. Yes, this is again the visualization of the fights again, right? So if you don't see Fiddlesticks, we shouldn't walk up.
For sure, die here too, yeah.
Yeah, we should we should wait because we know for a fact this is what he does, right? He's either sitting like we have a ward in the alcove, but he's probably in here, you know. So and that's basically what it was. And also you have your you have
that
two.
Ward kind of aided me into safe security.
Yeah.
I thought safe.
It's a good bit of security, but the thing is with Fiddlesticks is like he can come from every angle, you know. It's like you need so much cover.
I used that against him in not this fight, but the next fight. I wanted him to go in, and then he ults, and then he
ints himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so the thing is that we also have both of our E's up, right? So you always want to keep your have one E up, but like have it on cooldown so it recharges, right? So, but the thing is that we have both of them up and we didn't even check this. So, like, we are, and it's pretty obvious, you know? So, also the other thing is, why aren't we leaning up here instead of down here, right? Like, if you lean up here, how's he going to get an ultimate from here? It's going to be, he has to do a hella long, leap.
I keep forgetting about those hawk shots, to be honest, because I'm just... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like, it's just think about it, you know? Because it's a very, like, Ashe's E is actually a really OP ability. It's like a wall hack, you know. You just like if there's fog of war, you just toss it and it's like well now I can see, you know. So it's really good. But yeah, also if you think of Fiddlesticks as here, always lean away, right? Like if it's a thrash here, you wouldn't stand like here. You'd like stand over here, right? If you just lean away from where the fog of war is, because you want to give yourself as much distance as possible.
Yeah,
So always lean away, never lean to him.
yeah, definitely.
I also noticed we don't buy many blue trinkets as well, but I can understand kind of with Ashe, because Ashe doesn't really need them with her hawk shot, but it's if you're using your hawk shot to, like, it's good, it's potential, you know?
Yeah, I use R because I didn't know if Brom. I use it way late, obviously, because I'm not used to the champion. But
I mean,
was
even
trying to
so,
see if I could
he's
get-
already dead, right? So there's, like, no way
Yeah.
that works, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bit of a random one.
yeah,
Now we should just play safe, because we're 2v1, and we should just chill.
yeah.
But this is the thing, right? So they're not playing within the tempos. This is one good thing to notice, right? Because you know how he's got 1600 gold because he didn't back and he's on Clawfield still? You can still win
Yeah.
this lane regardless of what just happened if you stall their backs. Because you know they're sitting on all this gold, right? So if they walk off into a bush and you know Fiddlesticks just used his ult, so you're not under much threat to just throw in a hawk shot and W and stuff. So you can just chase them down and throw W and then stop their backs and then head back to farming again. And then what ends up happening is they're like, oh god, we need to shove in a wave. And they were in that situation you were in before, right? Where, like, we can't shove in the wave because we're sitting on all this gold and he's got more items. It's like,
All right,
you play them at the game that, you know. So
I do exactly that. By
Yeah.
the way.
Do you?
And Oh, not this wave. No, never mind. I do it.
No, you should do
It's like it's lazy because I do it next time, but I don't do it this time. You know what I mean? Like lazy application.
Well, you should, like, this is the thing. So you always need to think about this, right? Always need to,
Yeah.
because this is so abusive. Because if they get stuck in
Right.
lane, Brom's back. He's now got items as well on Fiddlesticks, and they're all a bit because they tried to shove in the wave. So
Right.
they're stuck in lane. All you need to do once you do that is just perma shove them in, and then they're like, oh my god, like what do we do? Like we're stuck because they keep on shoving the waves in, and we can't play. We can't get out. We can't get out of lane. We're locked. And if they're locked and dragon spawns and you have items, you just get everything on the map. You know?
Right.
You have.
Yeah.
That's why playing within the tempos are important. So we should have 100% stopped them here, or tried to at least. It's a bit risky, but you're Ashe, so you can throw your E, you can throw your W, and that's on cooldown now. I'm pretty sure we threw it north, but yeah. How much gold we sitting on? 500. Yeah, it's fine to keep on pushing and doing whatever we're doing. Oh yeah, this is just, again, it's the foresight, right? Again, it's the visualization. Like, what does Fiddlesticks do best? You know, he just sits in Fog of War, and, like, again, what should we do? You know how I talked about the leaning? Where should we be leaning?
Away from that wall.
Yeah, like here,
Over.
you know? Like, why are we standing,
Yeah.
like, directly next to where he's gonna ult? Yeah, this is it, you know? So this is why the laning visualization comes in so much, because if you're versus
killed them,
Fiddlesticks... Oh yeah,
yeah.
he just straight up entered, I don't even know. But, yeah.
They said they were ganking, so I baited them with the R.
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, and I do it again too because they just
Even
end up
so,
on
like,
spoil
I would,
pile.
I would, like, you need to be ready to do something when he does that, right? So because I've been run shot when been taking Fiddlestick ults to the face so many times that it's ingrained with me that he'll do this. So, if you're gonna bait him, you might want to be ready to, like, flash it and then ult him in the face, right? Like, something like
Right.
that, you know? Because if you're baiting it, you need to have a plan of survival. You don't want to, like, you just don't want to int yourself, because I've done that so many times where I've tried to bait because I know my jungler's gonna gank and I end up dying because
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
not
I do that too.
exactly. So, like, just always have, like, a plan of escape and a plan of, like, how you're gonna play it out in your heads, and then, like, you'll make sure that you won't die, and, like, it'll actually be a worth play of doing. So
Yeah. There's a lot of core problems, and I got the right idea. I just don't know when to do them too.
yeah,
Like we die here, 4-man,
yeah, it's a 4-man gank is what it is. But
and I'm pretty sure I ping tower for mid because like he's not pushing it. That's pretty much all I do there.
I think it's our general, like, map awareness, because we're not seeing this coming at all. And we should have because look, you can see him, like, rotating down. So the
If
way
I used my shortcut properly, I probably would have seen him.
that
probably
too,
wouldn't
but you can
know.
also see it on the vision as well, right? You can see him here, and you can see Trundle here. So they're all on the bot side. That should be all really suspicious, right? And then
I'm just hyper focused on CS.
yeah,
like an
and then the other thing is that I'm gonna tell you how to improve your map awareness after the game, anyways. But you should always notice this as a mid roam timing when he shoves in the wave, because you know how we talked about, like, shove in the wave, you can go roam, shove in the wave, you can go back, shove in the wave. So he's either going to do roam or back when he does this, right?
Right.
So whenever you see this, you're like instantly like, he could be doing one of the two, and you always have to assume worst case scenario that he's going to come bot. Because if he goes into Fog of War, and he even paths like through a ward and everything, so we should definitely see this coming. And then what we should be doing is like sitting under our second there, because
considering I'm a Twitch player that abuses Fog of War, I'm actually really bad with map awareness and Fog of War.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. But yeah, like it's. I know what you're talking about as well. When you're like when you're stealthing here and you know they have no vision here, and then you walk through and you're already in stealth when you reach here, right? Like proper timing on it. Yeah. But yeah. So we shouldn't be here right now. We should be back on second tier because there's no way you win this situation. We should be trying to save our life, you know.
And I honestly didn't know. Like this completely caught me by surprise because I'm an idiot. So
it's fine. We'll teach you the map awareness. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now we're building so many halves of items that we haven't even got an IE yet. I think we got our BF that goes into an IE, then we got a Vamp Scepter, we go in BT now, and then we go into like Dagger, and we got so many different items that it's like we're gimping ourselves so much, right?
Yeah, true.
Because we need those power spike items, we need to make an impact, and we can't make an impact without these items. It's just impossible. So now, this is fine. You push bot. You should just tell Brom to roam. He shouldn't be here right now because all we need to do is we need to farm up. Yeah, like we want to get solo XP. We want to get back in the game. So this guy being here, we should just like ping him off. I have to spam ping danger on these guys when they're around and try to get them to go because they just leech XP off you even though you're behind.
I didn't even see that.
Okay, so pushing that wave. We head to mid. This is good. Okay. Although, but I think the position's a bit bad. Maybe it depends. Yeah, because Fiddlestick's here, bad. Right?
yeah.
Oh, am I guessing right? Oh my god! Yeah, like I mean, it's just, it's
done. You mean?
Yeah. So what you're supposed to do is when the mid game starts and team fights start happening, you need to create yourself a little team fight plan, and it's the same thing you would do if you're visualizing those bot fights, right? What does Fiddlesticks wants to do? He just wants to stand and fuck a roar, and so like. You do it exactly the same. So what are all these players going to do? You want to stay away from Rumble and until the ults, and also like lean away from Fog of War as much as possible. So ideally, we'd be like standing around about like, mate. Oh, this is hard. See, I would only go here if I have flash, right? So I can flash the wall. But
right.
If you're in this case scenario, maybe just walk around here, right? So you've got the wall dividing you from this part, and then you're 100% safe. And you don't go in. You don't go in until the ults, or you stay like really out of the fight. But right now we're not.
I could have fought him from the other side of the wall, to be honest. On there, and then walked around the other way. Or walked around the long way.
Wait, like which way are you talking about?
Ashe's range. To the left, like there, through there.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like the just use the wall to divide you from him, and then like you'd be fine. Because if you go this way as well, you're inting. So like, there's no other way to go. I'm pretty sure.
That just comes down to me not knowing Ashe's range, because all the champions that I play, Vayne, Twitch,
I mean,
and all that, they all have like really small like range.
Mm-hmm.
So I normally wouldn't be able to go around the wall. So like that's like not even in my mind.
The main thing I like, yeah, that makes sense. Like you have so much range that you're like I can just like auto them regardless of and be so distant, right? But the thing I'm getting at is basically like if you're versus a Fiddlesticks, you don't even walk up to auto until he ults, basically, because you know it's going to happen if he's missing, unless you see him topside and he's farming minions for whatever reason, you know, or he's clearing a ward. Yeah. Then you're like, well now I can auto. But if you don't see him, you have to assume worst case, and he's going to be in this Fog of War, you know, he's just going to do it because that's what he does. So you should probably just be standing around here, letting the fight play out, and then he ults on your tank line, then you come in and clean up, right? You ult him, and then, it's just easy. It's so easy to deal with. It's the same thing with a Nocturne ult, right? Because you never really want to walk into a fight, unless the Nocturne is like 1v4 when he ults in. You never really want to walk into a fight and give him vision on you if you're before the fight begins, right? So, unless you got a plan for it, like you got Flash ready, you got QSS ready for his fear, etc., right? If you got a plan for it, then that's fine. But otherwise, you just like you chill and then you wait for it to pop.
Yeah.
Oh, so what the heck? What happened here? Like, we're going Cutlass now. We're going Blade.
We're going Bork. I swapped into Bork because I was behind, and I...
Oh yeah, like I understand the thought process of Blade, but the problem is we've invested so much gold in all sorts of random stuff that we haven't even got a full item yet. See, Lucian's building, right? He's got like a full essence reaver, even though he's got less CS. You know, he's got
Right.
one kill extra. I mean, maybe, but like either way, like he's actually building the items into the full items. So he's gonna be way more powerful than you are in a team fight, just because of the fact that he has a full item and you have all these halves. You know.
Right.
Okay, we're chilling on mid. This is fine. Where we going? We're going back to Hunter bot. That's fine. Yeah, like literally all you should do in the mid game if your bot lane tower's taken is just clear bot lane, push it out to their side of the map, so you draw their like, AD back to bot, and then you just rotate somewhere else, right? And then you rotate somewhere else to farm. And just keep on farming, because how much farm we got? 138. So ideally, what I would have is around about like 180 by now, at this timer. So we definitely need to be working on our farm a bit more. Do we just get elted by Fiddlesticks again? Do we just run into Rumble? Without, I think it's the same thing, isn't it? Well, actually, no, we see the Fiddlesticks. But
Yeah, we see the Fiddlesticks.
Oh,
He ults my team, and then I just walk around into his ult to get to the other side of the tank line.
no. We should just be chilling here right now. We should just stay here because we saw Fiddlesticks here, right? So he's 100% gonna do this. So like, and they're built to take it. You're not built to take it. You're just gonna die instantly if you go in there.
I just baited him in to get more damage, and then he's on you, and then I'm pretty sure I just kill him anyway.
I think the thing is that I don't think we had like when you're saying bait. I feel like we need like a proper plan of how we're gonna survive this, because in my mind, if I do this and I'm just gonna die, right? Right.
The way I saw it is Lucian's too far away. The only person that's going to be able to get on me is the Fiddlesticks. But if I walk into the Galio, then like it doesn't matter that he damages me because the Galio will just hit him.
Yeah, I would
the
just
only calculation I didn't make was the one that he had Zonya's the way I got. Like I didn't know. I didn't.
Yeah, in most case scenarios, if it was me, I would just be saying like, okay, Fiddlesticks is gonna ult here. I just wait until he ults my tanks and kill him, right? Because he's gonna ult anyways. Right. He's not gonna stand there and watch his teammates die. But sometimes they do if they're smart, because this is a losing fight anyways, because Trundle's here, right? So they won't win this fight regardless of what they do, because Sedge is actually coming, and actually she's low as hell. Actually, maybe she won't come. But anyways, regardless, like I would just never like tank them unless you've really got like a plan in your mind, because we don't have QSS, do we have flash up? No, we don't have flash up, we don't have heal. Like if Fiddlesticks gets all his abilities off, I'm pretty sure you might like even die, right? But it's just, I think it's a bit too risky, you know? The number one priority is AD carry, is keep yourself alive, and then it's deal damage, right? So right. I think we need to be more focused on like keeping ourselves alive, because we're using our life too much. Like if you die because you're baiting, and then your team has no damage anymore, right? Because you're the main damage output. So yeah, especially with a Galio. Okay. Okay, it's fine. We see Fiddlesticks. This is completely fine to walk up an auto. You're okay doing that. We get red buff. We have bot. This is good.
He dies.
I think we see Fiddlesticks on the minimap, so you're completely fine to walk up and do whatever you want. We back. What are we backing for? Now we buy our blade. That's good. Oh, wait, what is going on here? What are we building now? Like, see what I mean? We built like 300 gold cloth armor. Where's that going now? We're going, like,
yeah, I got it because they had a lot of AP and I was just dying too much and
oh yeah, but
like
that's the problem isn't so like you shouldn't build. You should sometimes build towards dying too much, like a GA or something. If you feel like even if you're positioning well, you're dying, right? But in this case, we're just taking Fiddlestick ults to the face because we're baiting, right? Like,
right.
why are we doing that instead of like just
I just saw the Medjais and shit, and I just thought like they're going full burst.
yeah, but we have no
So-
damage right now, you know. We only have blade and a BF. Like we really need some damage. We can't carry fights like this. We really need like you need at least like on ADCs like 3 core items. There's some two item spikers as well, but like most of them are 3 items. When they really start kicking off, and the problem is when we're building all this before we have any damaged items, we're just not going to deal anything, you know. Like we're gonna be we might not die, but die for what reason? We're supposed to deal damage. You know, our whole job is just to deal as much damage as possible. If we're not able to do that, then we're basically just a minion, you know. So it's I see Fiddlesticks and mid. You can get this guy. Yeah, it's fine. We headed back up to Baron Pit. Getting our pick. Oh, this looks good. So we can like this Baron should be free. I'm pretty sure. Apart from the fact that Irelia's base, Irelia should just come straight to the Baron, just in case they start forcing a fight. I like imagine how quick this Baron would be if we had actually our big items, right? Like, we would shred this, but because of the fact we're building all this, and, like, we haven't even finished our coal yet, like, we got all sorts of...
I only had 600 gold when I backed too, so, like, that's why, like, I wouldn't have been able to build the pickaxe anyway.
Yeah, but even so, like, I would just, like, 600 gold, you can get, like, 1 camp and then get your item. I think it's just, like, we need to focus on building our core items before we do anything, because right now we're wasting too much gold, you know, and we're not able to do anything with it. We're not doing enough damage as we possibly could. Because right now you're actually doing quite a lot of damage to these guys. But imagine if we had 3 items, you know, 4 items, etc., full items that are built to deal damage, like IE and stuff. Like, we just can't do anything to this guy actually. Yeah, we're too weak because, like, we just space out all our items. It's the fact we're not farming enough, and we're not using our gold efficiently. So I think that's all it is. It's unfortunate that the Rumble steals Baron. Holy hell! Like that's oh my god, Setchat Smite as well. Oh, end me. Like, push in. They get inhib. They enter. They can probably try. It's kind of risky though. Nah, they're not gonna. They're gonna go for the sides. They're smart actually. Yeah, it's probably best to go for the sides. Right. Is there anything else do you think we need to watch here, or do you think we're good, or do you think there's more stuff I need to see?
No, that's pretty much covering it.
Okay, cool. What we'll do is we'll for the rest of the session we'll discuss the notes, and I'll stop the recording now.